lot of blood, sweat, and tears and effort to build a business, as a lot of us know. And I'm not just going to hear your idea and be like, ooh, cool, I'll go start my own business, right? I've heard probably 20 or 30 different business models and the depths of it through talking with friends and through clients. And I've only started one business, right? And it was my idea because it's just so much work and effort that no one's going to steal it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about protecting your ideas from other people's opinions. It really matters. When your startup is in the first couple phases, right, when it's just an idea, like a lot of you guys it is today, that is where a business fails often before it ever becomes anything, right? It's because if you just go around and you tell people all about this cool idea you have, right, half of them or more probably are going to tell you how horrible it is and how it's a horrible idea and you should never do it, or it's going to be a waste of time, or it's going to cost too much money, or whatever. So the advice that I give to a lot of entrepreneurs when they're just starting out is be very careful about who you tell your idea to. Keep it to you, and once you've figured out kind of the details of it, once you've figured out everything you can learn about the industry or the market, then ask like 5 people, right? And I'm not saying just like go ask your mom and dad, right, unless they own a business, but ask people that actually know. Ask people that are in the industry you're going to target. Ask people that actually own and run a business, because those are opinions that matter, right? Those are perspectives. Often I find that the people who are really willing to give you ideas are the ones that have no idea, right? And the ones that really you should not be listening to. So that's kind of the first tip, and hopefully you guys have already done that because you're about to tell all of us about your idea. So hopefully you've already gone past that first phase of where it's just an idea and you need to kind of protect it. The next one is don't expect it to be too easy. Entrepreneurship is amazing. Owning your own business is amazing. I would never have done the last 2 years any other way, but it's not ever easy, ever. I mean, I think ask anybody, ask any of the judges today, it is never easy owning and running your own business. And even if your research looks rosy and it's like, oh wow, there's no competitors and I'll be half the price and I'll still make a ton of profit and blah, 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 it'll still be hard. It always is. It always is. Easy Social's done great in the last couple of years, but every year I have the goals up here and I always make, kind of close to it, never quite what you want. It's always going to be kind of a struggle. The next one is don't be too, and I don't know a good term for it, so I just said don't be too entrepreneur-y with extra 2 E's on the end. Don't be afraid to hire experts, to ask for experienced opinions. If you knew it all, then you'd already be rich, right? That's not how it works. If you want to create a successful business, you have to ask for real opinions. You have to ask for real expert advice, expert work. Sometimes you'll actually need to hire people. That's fine. Everyone always gets scared about doing that, but at the end of the day, if you're not hiring the best people, you'll always stay at that just barely startup where you're doing everything yourself, right? And that's important for the first bit, but you have to push past that. And the last one is kind of similar to the other one. You have to be focused on being a CEO and not just being everything for your business. At one point, you're going to be everything for your business, right? You're going to be your customer service, and you're going to be your shipping, and you're going to be your manufacturer, and you're going to be your inventor, and you're going to be everything, right? And that's fine as long as your goal is to move past that, right? You have to be focused on on actually growing to a point where it's a team, and to a point where you actually are a CEO, right? Every startup owner calls themselves a CEO of their business. In reality, most of the time, they're more like a slave of the business than a CEO of the business, right? If you do everything, you're not a CEO yet. You're still a startup, right? If you can step back and you can shape direction and you hire people and that's all you do, you don't have to answer the phone every single morning. You don't have to be at work at 9 to open the door up every single time because you have a good team. That's when you've arrived as a CEO, and that's really when you transition from, at least in my perspective, from being a startup to being a business, right? Startup is when it's basically just you. Business is when you have an actual team, and that is in general, because we're talking about kind of like a Shark Tank thing, right? You'll see investors care who the CEO is, right? They need to know that you know what you're doing. but they're not buying 20% of you, right? They can go hire someone if they just want a smart kid, right? They're buying 20% of the business that you're creating. So you got to keep that in perspective. So those are the only 4 I have. I'm only 2 years in, so I'm sure after a while I'll have more. Maybe like Jake, I'll have, what do you have, 29 rules? 31 rules, yeah. See, and I bet you write another one every couple years. So I'm sure I'll have more at some point. But so those are the big ones, at least that I've noticed, that really start to matter, at least so far in your first 2 years. So guard the idea. Don't expect it to be easy. Don't be too entrepreneur-ish, and be focused on actually being a CEO. So that's all I'm going to say, because I really want to get to your guys' ideas. I love them. I know last year I actually liked some of your high school ideas more than I like the adult ideas. So I'll give it back to Mike.
Kind of easy to see why he's already successful. Just one of the brightest young people I've ever known. I have to tell one funny story about Timothy before we move on. He also was one of our first exchange students to our sister city of Bergamo, Italy. And we have a great relationship with Bergamo, Italy, and students going back and forth all the time. But Tim went for a semester, and the semester ended, and Tim didn't come back. And so the next semester started, and Tim didn't come back. And Tim really liked Bergamo. And so after a while, Tim's parents said, we better go over there and see what's going on. So they went to Bergamo and brought him home. And it's kind of a good thing, because I get the feeling that instead of easy social, we would be doing sociale facile. So he'd be starting, that means easy social in Italian, sorry. Okay, anyway, Tim Zerker was just an outstanding young man, and he just did a great job. So it says here I'm supposed to comment on your talk. You know, no, I don't think I will. It was great. It was really awesome. Okay, now it's time to meet our judges for the evening. And it says here all their names, and I said, wait a minute, I get the names, but I can't talk about them. 2 of them are kind of intimidating because they do really great television commercials. Of course, Jake Jabs and Mike Zavislin. So I'm a little intimidated because they are really that good on television. But they're not going to do commercials tonight because we don't have a car and we don't have a tiger. So they're just going to judge tonight. But we are going to have the judges introduce, well, we're going to tell you who they are, but then they're going to talk about themselves. Isn't that kind of intimidating when it just says, talk about yourself? I mean, you know, what do you say? I like puppies. Yeah, cool. Okay, but we have tonight Jake Jabs, as I told you, Carolyn Tranny, Matt Smith, Dominic Galena, Bruce Raymond, and Mike Zavislin. So we might as well start in that order. So Jake, do you want to go first? Don't forget, don't put the microphones close to each other. Annika will freak out.
You got it.
Okay, go.
Well, instead of talking about myself, maybe talk a little bit about entrepreneurship, because I'm an entrepreneur. And my first business, I has about half interest in a music store in Bozeman, Montana for $1,500. And I leveraged that $1,500 into this multi-million-dollar business that I own today. So that's what entrepreneurs do. They take risks, and I still take risks, by the way. Being an entrepreneur, you take risks. I just opened 2 big stores in Arizona, the most successful thing I ever did. We're in the process of opening 3 stores in Houston. So entrepreneurs at my age, I'm still taking risks. So that's what I encourage you to do. Don't be afraid to take chances, take risks, get a good college education, because I always felt if I wasn't successful in business, I'm supposed to be a school teacher. That's what I'm supposed to. I graduated in education, so that's what I would do, is go back and teach school. It's a great profession to be teaching school, but anyway, you always fall back on your education. But that's my message today, is don't be afraid to take risks, particularly today with the property escalating, you know, almost doubling or tripling over a few years and that type of thing. So don't be afraid of being entrepreneurs. And by the way, entrepreneurs really don't do it for the money. What entrepreneurs do is they're contributing back, they're improving things, they're making things better. And that's what, at my age, I'm still making things better, making American Furniture a better company. And that's what entrepreneurs do. They make things better, and that's what motivates them to keep going. Thank you.
Great. And you sell good furniture on top of that. Carol, I think you're next. So if you want to use that microphone, as long as Matt keeps that one far away. Okay.
Good evening. I'm Caroline Tranny. I'm the director of the Southern Colorado Small Business Development Center that's based at Pueblo Community College. We partner with the Small Business Administration, SBA, as well as the Governor's Office of Economic Development, and we provide business support services. So our whole mission at the Small Business Development Center is to help existing and new businesses grow and prosper. So basically what we offer and do through there, my role is to help make sure that we're disseminating a lot of resources. We're a technical resource hub with federal, state, and local programs and resources, and we help entrepreneurs access those resources, whether it be funding opportunity, grant opportunities, or just technical support. We provide those tools of the toolbox for Pueblo County. We also serve Fremont County, Custer County, and Huerfano County for the Southern Colorado region. And then myself, I agree with Jake here that, you know, businesses, you're always trying to make things better. So I actually, with my own business, one of the things you're making better is yourself as the owner and operator. You're continuing to grow yourself as well as the business. And I have the fortunate to work with a lot of entrepreneurs now through my role at the SBDC and helping them all grow and prosper as individuals, as entrepreneurs, as business employees, employers, and really getting to live vicariously through many of you. So it's really a great opportunity, and I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, Carolyn. Matt, you're next.
Testing. Not too close. My name is Matt Smith, as well, an entrepreneur here in town. I own Snap Fitness 24/7 out in Pueblo West, in the middle of a expansion out there. I own Pure Spa and Wellness, Mr. Penguin, and Pueblo's Best Carpet Cleaning and Pueblo's Total Home Services here locally in Pueblo. So several different businesses in different industries, but I can't agree enough with these two here. Give it 110%. Entrepreneur is not a job. Entrepreneur is living it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and truly giving it everything you can, and take those risks over and over and over again. A quote in my office that sticks in my head: an entrepreneur is someone who jumps off a cliff and learns how to build a plane on their way down. And that's truly what it is you take the risks and you figure it out as you go. A lot of times you just jump and you kind of figure it out. So that's me, Matt Smith.
Okay. Dominic?
Dominic Galena. I'm a VP at Bank of the San Juans here in town. Been in business banking for about 10 years. I hear plenty of entrepreneurs say that the banks turned them down and then they went on to be successful. So I don't have all the answers, and I'm not always right. But anyhow, excited to be here again this year. I'm a board member of the Pueblo Economic Development Corporation, and we have a new focus on entrepreneurship, so this is exciting grassroots stuff.
Great. I was at a convention all week with Dominic's wife, Michelle, for Catholic education. Then so tonight I traded Michelle in for Dominic. It's all Galenas all week for me, which is great because they're a wonderful family. Bruce, you're next.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bruce Raymond. Sorry, I'm nursing a cold, so my voice is a little strange tonight. I'm happy to be the host tonight, representing CSU Pueblo. I'm currently serving as the interim provost, and will be returning to the Hassan School of Business dean's position in a couple of months. We announced today that we have hired a successful new provost, and I guess I would just say that there's really some wonderful and exciting programming happening up at CSU Pueblo. That one of the big things we're most excited about is our growth in cybersecurity. And so this is happening right here in Colorado. The #1 student in the nation, Ryan Garbars, is one of our students in this. We like to call it the hackers competition. It really annoys them when I use that word. But it's in sort of protecting your business from cyber intrusion. And so we have these innovative new programs that are attracting students from all over the state, and we're succeeding in that way. So we're happy to host you. And you high school students, I hope you succeed tonight. Have a great evening.
And if I could say one quick thing about Bruce, I was on his advisory board when he became dean of the School of Business. He took it to a whole new level. I've never seen anybody so organized and entrepreneurial in education, and then did the same thing for Rotary 43. Again, brought a sense of organization and leadership there. So Bruce, you're quite a leader and quite an innovator. I'm sure you would have been an outstanding entrepreneur. and now a guy who is an outstanding entrepreneur, Mike Zavislin.
I don't know about that, but I will say I started 26 years ago, and one thing I found interesting tonight is when our speaker said, when you start the business, you got to be there at 9 o'clock. I never got that message. I was there at 5 o'clock, and I know Jake was thinking the same thing. Half a days mean 12 hours when you work a half a day when you start a business. One of the things that's really changed since we started our business, though, which is what we were talking about this evening, there was no social media. When we started, you did it, newspaper advertising, and if you saved enough money and could afford to, you did a little radio, and then if you made it big, you finally got on television. Today, it's all changed. If you're going to be in business today, there's ways that you can advertise a lot cheaper, I think, than what we did, and a lot more efficiently. One of the things I think that stuck with me last year when Jake talked about it was when he said protect your credit. And you had a lot of good ideas, but that's one thing that I worry about with young people. And if you want to be in business today, you better protect your credit, because it's really easy to hurt it, and it's really difficult to bring it back. And I would tell anyone that's starting a business, protect your credit and plan on working a lot of hours and learn about social media. I don't care what business it is. You're going to need to understand, when he said today, search engine optimization, SEO, it's kind of a term that when you're in business, you know what it is, but it's a lot deeper than just a term. And it's really, really important. So I think anyone that wants to start a business, it's awesome. And it is a lot more than just about the money, that's for sure.
Outstanding. Mike probably doesn't even remember, but the first night I actually met him was at a party, and I just listened to him talk about his business and how it got started and his philosophies and everything. I came away extremely impressed. I said, wow, no wonder that place works. He's extremely sharp. Let's hear a big round of applause. What a talented group of judges. Wow. The panel of esteemed judges, along with your vote, will select this year's winner. The grand prize winner of tonight's competition will be awarded a $4,000 scholarship to the Hassan School of Business at CSU Pueblo, payable over 4 years. There are also cash prizes starting at $1,000. Tonight's second and third places will receive $500 cash and $250 cash respectively, and Pueblo Community College is also donating a $500 scholarship. So this is going to be very intense competition. Okay, hold on while I turn the page. Okay, now let's begin the 2018 SOCO Entrepreneurship Competition. Our first contestant is from East High School. Although only 17, his entrepreneurship spirit is strong. Here to present his business, Shape Streetwear, is Dalton Bedula. Dalton.
All right. Hi, my name is Dalton Bedula, like he said, and I am the slave of, as Timothy said, Shape Streetwear. So, the idea behind Shape Streetwear is to have clothes that kind of represent a mentality of hardworking individuals that try to chase the boundaries for what they can achieve and achieve greater than them. And using inspiration from architecture, usually old and sometimes new, I'm able to make interesting designs that kind of have something behind just the print. So the first line was called the Incognito Black Line. This was released late November. It consisted of joggers and a long sleeve shirt. So this is Rihanna Mondragon modeling it, and Nico Cristelli. And so this first line brought a lot of attention here around the Pueblo area, with being in the Pueblo Chieftain, the East High Deca fashion show, and also in other people's social media posts, such as Nico and Rihanna, the modelers, and also other individuals that bought it wanted to post their pictures of their fits. Oh, not good. Technical difficulties here. All right, so what's next? This is the first time anyone will see the Impact Stripes line coming out today. It contains 2 t-shirts and 1 pair of shorts. Here is Rihanna Mondragon with the turquoise shirt with the duffel bag, as you saw here. So if you pre-order all of the pieces, the 2 shirts and then the shorts, you will get a free exclusive duffel bag with the purchase. This is a huge incentive, and lots of people want it. Here again, there's Nico Cristelli, and actually there's long shorts for the males and short shorts for the females, because I believe that female and male boundaries of clothing are being broken, and Shape Streetwear is challenging that idea of making it either female or male with the same print and same design as the male and female. So, my French is horrible, so I will not say this name, but this was what I inspired the line off of. It's a church in Italy, and it has an interesting designs of stripes with black and white marble all across the front of the church. And I thought that was so interesting and unique that I wanted to put that into my designs for this year. So, the base cost of these shirts, things can fluctuate for how many one thing is bought and another is bought, but these are the base ideas. And if I only get 50 orders, then it will be $54. And so the sunset shirt will be retail for $30. The teal shirt will retail for $30 along with that. The shorts, both male and female, will retail for $45, and the duffel bag is free with the purchase. And so the collection will be $105 retail. And so just only ordering 50 sets, the cost will be down to $54. That is a 52% profit margin for this line, and I'm expected to go past that number to make a bigger profit margin, allowing me to do more things with the business. So Instagram is a huge platform for fashion nowadays, with people showing their interesting and unique styles and having a place that you can see it in more of a visual aspect instead of just words and so forth, such as the other social media sites. So I put most of my effort towards promoting my Instagram, which anyone, shape_streetwear, please follow. So what I wanted to do here is kind of have the face and the marketing agent around Shape Streetwear, and with boosted posts, with the Shop Now button, and along with in my bio, shapestreetwear.com, it allows it to be easy for the customer to see what I have and to pick and buy whatever product he or she wants. So the website is the storefront of Shape Streetwear right now, being an e-commerce site allowing to be shipped all across the nation. And so I wanted to make it easily maneuverable and very clean and crisp looking. And it has been accomplished. Again, shapestreetwear.com is an easy name to remember, so people can easily remember what my brand is and how to get the product. So the next step, using the prize, whatever it is, it will further me in my business knowledge and Shape Streetwear in general, because of marketing campaigns, extra stock of product, cash to start future releases, and furthering my business knowledge, all of which will help the brand Shape Streetwear go to the top of the charts here. So thank you guys for watching my presentation. One of you guys were saying that it's not just about the money, and I think that's totally true. I love designing clothes, and I wish that you helped me out and make my dreams become a reality. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Let's hear it one more time for Dalton. Dalton, nice job. As we transition to our next competitor, we'd like to thank our sponsors, and one of them is sitting right here. American Furniture Warehouse, a gold level sponsor of tonight's event. Whether you're looking for traditional, contemporary, or modern designs, today's AFW is the best place for affordable furniture that fits your lifestyle. And they also have great service there, I might add. Kurt? It doesn't say anything about questions in here, so we're not going to do that. No, of course we're going to do that. But I want to see the script writer backstage in about 2 seconds. Okay, thank you. Judges, you have questions? They shut you off, Dalton. They cut you off. Okay, let me see if I can help you. Here we have 35 Healy Spa students, and they don't know how to turn the microphone on. This is great. Okay. Guys, how do you make this quit being red? At the bottom. Tap the bottom. How am I supposed to tap the bottom when I'm holding another microphone? Annika's here. We're okay. Annika says we're not okay. I got really a great idea.
All right. Thank you. All right. My bad. I forgot about questions. Do any of you have any questions?
Hey, Dalton. Yes.
Hi, Matt.
Where are your sales coming from? Where's the majority of your sales, and what are you doing to push these sales out there?
So the majority of my sales are coming from my peers because my ideal customer is high school students looking to further their fashion in school and out of school. And I use marketing all around school, just having me wearing or my models wearing the product around. That gets most of the sales.
Okay, testing. Yeah, I have one question. Where are you going to get your startup money, and how much startup money do you need?
Okay, so Shape Streetwear has already been launched this November, but this will better the brand. It already started, and like you saw, the products have been made and are going to be distributed soon. The cash prize will be to continue to grow the business, because every milestone requires more and more capital.
Can you tell us where your shirts are made and your shorts and bags? Where's this all made? What's that like? How do you make those arrangements?
Okay, so I'll get you through the process here. First, I get the product, either the bags or the shirts, with plain things, and then I go to a printer here in the Springs because I like to support local businesses. Well, the Springs is kind of local, so so I go to her and I tell her exactly what I want, the printer that I asked for, and then I send over the designs, and she prints them and then sends them back to me, and then I distribute them.
So you said that your costs go down per unit if you order more units. Makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
What happens if they don't sell, and what makes you decide you're going to launch one versus another one?
One what?
Like one design. What makes you pick a design? How do you go about picking that design? And what do you do if you order a bunch of them and they don't sell?
So the stock is a huge question that I'll go through I'll talk about in a second here. But when designing, I want something that looks good, just fast looking, and also when you really analyze it. And I went through around 20 designs to finalize the second line here, and I'm very excited how it turned out. So your other question was, yeah. So the stock is an issue for lots of companies, because you don't know, especially in fashion, what color sells more than what other color, what size sells more than what other size. But the cool thing about Shape Streetwear summer line is that I only ordered 3 or 4 product for me and my models to model all around the city. and then there's going to be a 2-week pre-order, so I know what people want, like size-wise or color-wise, and what people want more or less. So I limit the amount of stock I have.
Dalton, you have a printer, print all of your designs. Have you looked into possibly bringing that production in-house and doing it yourself?
Well, I thought about that, but I really want to focus on bettering the brand with my knowledge instead of doing brainless activity like printing a printer. And also, those printers cost loads of money, so rather instead of putting that into buying my own, how about I better invest that into marketing strategies? All right, any other questions?
Don't I just have one? So this is your second line. So you've had 2 since November. This is your second line, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So as far as your projections that you did for the first line, did you kind of meet what you thought your expectations or your goals as far as your product getting out there and the brand and selling the product? And then what are your expectations for this second line? Do you also envision that you're going to, how many lines do you plan on having this year?
So that's a great question. But as only 2 lines in the Shape Streetwear, only 2 pieces in the first Incognito Black line released, it makes it hard for people because some people don't wear joggers, some people don't wear that color. It's very hard to get specifically what each individual wants, but say they like the designs but they don't like the colors, or say they don't like the fabric or the cut. It really depends on the customer, but to spread out with different colors and different cuts, it allows the market to grow and build. And so my projected sales are 75 sets, and then 50 of each product. So each teal, each shirt, and then the shorts.
Dalton, I just want to make a statement that 3 months ago I didn't know who you were from anybody, and you're destined for something successful because you went out of your way when you saw an article on something that I was doing, that you came out of your way to get advice and to ask and to continue to build that relationship. And we've built a little bit of relationship in the last couple of months, and you've been to the different events that we've had at our Mr. Penguin and stuff. So you've got what it takes. Keep pushing through. You will have something successful at the end of this.
All right, thank you, Matt. All right, any other comments, questions?
Well, I'll make a comment too, Dalton, to give you a little plug, because I appreciate the fact that you had already launched a business earlier last year or in November of last year, and then you took it upon yourself again, going back to our intro comments, to continue to better self, continue to grow the business, look at opportunities, seek feedback. You've done that through by taking the accelerator course, which we have put together to help individuals just like yourself. So I commend you for taking the opportunity to continue to grow as not only an individual who's learning to run and operate his own business, but trying to work out all of these components to make yourself better. Congratulations.
Okay, let's hear one more time for Dalton.
Thank you, guys.
You can go ahead and put that. Monica said, just go out there and start talking. I said, yeah, I do that for a living.
I don't know if it will fit
Okay.
here.
Yeah, because they told me they had a meeting back there, and they said, give Saladino the bad microphone. But it doesn't work, so put that back in. Hello? All right. See, they tried to give me the bad microphone, but it doesn't fit. All right, so thank you, Dalton. We really appreciate it. I know I'm going to get fired. I know it. Okay, thank you. And so now, our next presenter, we already did our transition and announced American Furniture as our sponsor, but now we have a South High School student. 17-year-old is using technology to help his entrepreneurship desire. Presenting his Cabra digital marketing idea, here is Emiliano Cabrera. Emiliano. I'm going to make sure it works.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Cool.
Okay, cool. My name is Emiliano Cabrera, and I would like to introduce all of you to Cabra Digital Marketing. Cabra Digital Marketing is an online digital marketing agency that specializes in the growth of local businesses. Where's the clicker? Thank you. All right, so as an entrepreneur, we strive to solve problems for people. And I'd like you to take a look at what problems I'm trying to solve for other entrepreneurs. And that is a problem of overwhelming opportunity and not enough time to implement. And what I mean by overwhelming opportunity is the fact that the internet has presented so much potential for businesses to grow. You can see this in a lot bigger businesses, and I wonder why these things cannot be implemented in smaller businesses, specifically local businesses here in Pueblo, because they've been proven to be very effective. And there's so much to internet marketing and social media marketing that business owners don't have the time to learn everything, and that's understandable. They're busy doing their thing. So that's where Cabra Digital Marketing comes into play. So rather than saying my solution or just listing off my services, I would like to do a case study. So I'm a Pueblo native, and one thing that we really take pride in Pueblo is our Mexican food, specifically our green chili. So I did a Google search, Mexican food in Pueblo. And to my surprise, there were no Mexican restaurants advertising on Google. There's not a laser on this thing, but usually above this, where the Google reviews are, there's an ad. You know, you all see them when you go on Google. And even worse than that, the first 3 organic search results were for travel websites. It was like top 10 places to eat Mexican in Pueblo. And the first restaurant that I found was Cactus Flower. So I took a look at their website, and I wanted to see what they were doing right and what they were doing wrong. And first of all, having a website is, you know, a great first step for any business. But there's a problem. You know, what they have going is great, and I'm not trying to criticize, but you know, they have pictures, they have little information about them, they have their contact information gallery. You can look at some of their food and recognition, whatever that means. But part of what I would like to do, and what I think is necessary for any business is, well, any business website, is to have a call to action. This is where customers are able to engage with businesses. Something that I would do for a restaurant like this is have a 20% off coupon if you enter your email. And obviously the coupon is going to bring business, but more importantly, it's going to collect emails. And this is really the lifeblood of my business, email marketing. And you know, that's a great way to build an email list. And if you can see here, they have links to their social media platforms. There's Facebook, Google+, and Twitter. Their Twitter account, I clicked on it, it was suspended, so. And their Google+, you hover the mouse over and you couldn't even click on it, which isn't that big of a deal. I don't know who uses Google+ anyway, but I took a look at their Facebook, and I saw a lot of really good things. If you look here, they almost have 3,500 likes, which is awesome, and they're doing contests, like, share, comment, for a chance to win a gift card. And this is a great way to grow your page and your business and brand awareness. But another thing that I would do is turn this contest in a way to collect emails. You can say, like, share, enter email for a chance to win, you know, the gift card. And now you have, you know, a bunch of people who are obviously interested in your business giving you their email, And one person's going to win, but you're going to have a pool of people who are interested in your business, and you can retarget them. So you could say, you know, sorry, you didn't win, but here's 10% off your next purchase. So, you know, that's just the general idea of what I would do. And those are, like, that's how my services could be implemented, because just looking at the services, it's kind of boring, if I'm being quite frank. But, you know, going on to that, I would like to show you my services. So starting off with the free evaluation, this is really more a part of the sales process, because I'm going to be doing basically what I did with Cactus Flower, and that's going through checking their online presence, looking at their social media, and seeing if they're doing things right, seeing what they're, you know, seeing what they're doing good, seeing what they're doing bad, what can be implemented to you know, improve what they are doing. And since it's free, don't get confused, this is very valuable, because knowing what you don't know is awesome, because you know, you can take a step to execute in the right direction. So going on from that, the first thing that businesses need is a website, and a good website that is used to, you know, that has a call to action, that's built around email marketing. So my website package starts at $597, and that includes the website design with search engine optimization, that is just getting the website to the top of Google. Lead capture integration, that is what I mean by call to action, and that includes the domain and server cost. And from there, well, one thing that's interesting is this is kind of a fluid thing going on. So you start with the free evaluation and move to the website package, and once they see the value in that, the customer will move to the advertising package, because that's where a lot more value can come. And the advertising package includes Facebook and Google ads, which are, you know, super powerful with a direct targeting, Google PPC, which is you know, when I said there weren't any restaurants advertising on Google, that's what I mean. You know, getting those websites to the top of Google, paid, not organic SEO. And then a website marketing funnel, so bringing people to the website of the business. And last but not least, creating an email list. And like I said, the email list is definitely the most important part of all of this. And going on to the last package, which is the social media and branding package, that is $997, and I missed it, but the advertising package is also $997. That includes managing and, you know, doing a lot of what Easy Social does for the businesses. And a lot of my focus with the social media isn't so much advertising, but brand development. And you know, that's great. Like Facebook is great for that, Instagram awesome, Twitter, it really depends on the business, but if you can be creative, all channels can be used. And YouTube is probably one of the most powerful ways to build a brand of a business. And then depending on the business, the owner could choose another social media platform that they would like to use. And with all of these, I am going to include a 30-day money-back guarantee, because, you know, $1,000 for this, it's quite a lot, and it's hard to convince people to pay that much. But I believe in my services, and I believe that they can help local businesses grow, and that's why, you know, 30 days, if it doesn't work, you get your money back, no problem. So moving on to competition. I didn't leave it blank because I believe that there is no competition. I just didn't know how to really visually convey that. But there are some really great firms in Pueblo, such as Easy Social, Poised Media, Copper Penny SEO, which specializes in just search engine optimization, and Pueblo Web Design. And what's awesome about all of these competitors is their reviews are great, and people are satisfied with the services they are receiving. with Easy Social, you're a social media marketing agency, and what you're doing is really bringing customers to these businesses, and that's all that marketers really have to do. But what separates myself from my competitors is my focus on email marketing. And email marketing has proven to be the most effective strategy in internet marketing. The average return on investment in email marketing is 44,000%, which I'm not making up. It's $44 per dollar spent, and that's actually a 2016 statistic. And years prior to that, it was only going up. So I would imagine that it's like 50-something dollars per dollar spent. So my focus is really being able to help small businesses take advantage of their potential and really utilizing all of taking advantage of internet, and really just going all the way with it, and not just focusing on social media or in the branding aspect or just running Facebook and Google ads, but really bringing everything together to make the most out of the internet, because the internet is the future of business, and if you're not getting on the wagon, you're going to be left behind. So here is my estimated cost, revenue, and profit. My startup cost is $1,500. That's not significantly high. It would be $1,000 if I didn't break my computer, which is going to cost $500 to fix. And it's kind of hard to run an online business with a broken computer. So my projected revenue with 10 clients, which is a number of clients that I think I can manage by myself, this is assuming that they are only taking advantage of one of the $997 packages, which is fair to assume, is about $120,000. And the cost per client per year is about $1,200. And a lot of those costs can be attributed to using autoresponder services and things like WooBox, which help run like the contests that I would do on Facebook. So the projected profit would be about $110,000 a year, and that's about it. Do you guys have any questions?
How would you plan going about getting new clients?
Oh yeah, that's something I didn't even bring up. I came up with my own strategy for the sales process. Of course, it includes the free evaluation, but rather than calling business owners and asking them to take a portion of their day to just listen to me on the phone, I think that's ridiculous. It's hard to communicate like that. And part of the startup cost is going to include some cameras, because I want to create personalized videos that explain how internet marketing can help each and every specific business. So it's going to be specific to the business, and that will be sent over email. And if they don't get back to me, I probably will call them, but not with the intention of giving them my whole pitch, but saying, this is Emiliano from Cabra Digital Marketing. I sent you, a video explaining how I believe my business can help, and I'd like for you to check that out sometime and get back to me. And I didn't go over market analysis because I believe that almost any business that can benefit from marketing services can benefit from my marketing services. So it's kind of hard to say everyone, but I truly believe that everyone, every business, and even non-businesses, just anyone who can benefit from marketing can benefit from my services.
How did you set your pricing? $597 for website, $997.
Those are honestly just numbers that I came up with based on the amount of time and effort that I put into learning how to do all of this, because for the past year I've been learning this, and that takes time, and that's going to cost money. And one thing that I did not include in the packages is that the $997, $597, those are the base prices. Advertising costs aren't included, but advertising on Google, Facebook, anywhere is fairly cheap, and the business owners will be able to set their own monthly budget for that.
That was going to be my question. Facebook's a little different, but Google can get really expensive. So how are you going to set up budgets to know what keywords they're going to purchase and who they're going to purchase those keywords from?
I think it's going to take a lot of trial and error, to be honest, because that's just keyword research. And I don't want to take money from my clients if I'm not providing the quality that they deserve. So if I'm testing, then that money is going to come out of my profit, which gives me incentive to do the right things at the right time. And as far as keywords, I don't think it would be hard to do keyword research. There's a lot of tools that help you with that.
Hey, Emiliano. So hypothetically, if I, as a business owner, wanted to take advantage of your YouTube, your Twitter, your Instagram, but then I also wanted your emails or Google, would I have to pay $1,800 and get a part of both of these packages, or is there a way to do that? Have you thought about possibly doing a good, better, best, where best comes with all kind of a la carte with both of these packages, possibly?
Yeah. That's one thing that I really haven't perfected is the packaging, because I know a lot of business owners could use some things from one package and other things from another package, but not necessarily the entire package. So those packages are really just generalized things. It would really depend on the business owner. I would have to talk to them and really figure out a plan, and based on their needs, I could give a good estimate. And I'm not, of course, I'm not going to make someone pay ridiculous money for like a whole package that they don't need.
Yeah, this is great stuff, and I think from an owner standpoint, that's what I would like to see, is somebody just present it saying, this is our best package, it comes with everything, make it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
In that package.
What is your time frame as far as your ideas of starting or launching this business? Are you committed to it in a certain time frame, and is this or competition something that you're dependent on?
Yeah, this competition is something that I am dependent on, and I would like to get started as soon as possible, because like I said, I've spent so much time learning about all of this, and I could have went out and started doing things right away, but I really wanted to wait. This way I could really perfect my craft and be able to provide the best services for my clients. So, I feel ready to go out and do this, so yeah.
I think you're right on. I think a lot of startups need your services. I think particularly today, I was mentioned earlier that you can start a business on just social media and email on your things you did there, website and all that stuff. Only thing I disagree with is emails. Right now I'm zapping all my 100 emails that I have here that I think emails is something that's overused and overdone, and maybe overdone, and that's the only thing I disagree with you. But otherwise, I think you're right on. Like, I think I see a good future for what you're doing.
Yeah, and I actually have plans to work with one of my fellow competitors, Matt, who runs a landscaping company. So, I'm trying to get it started as soon as possible. But as far as email marketing, a lot of people would say that it's going down because people don't really use email. People use email a lot, but it's not as big of a deal as it used to be. But the return on investment based on statistics that are found by big marketing firms still shows that it has the most potential.
I'll tell you a quick story. About 6 months ago, we did a mannequin challenge at 8 in the morning. You know what a mannequin challenge is.
Yeah.
For the people that don't, just everybody, they video them with them standing there not moving, and one person's taking money out of somebody's pocket and things. Well, anyway, we posted on Facebook about 8:15 in the morning. on a Saturday at noon, we had over 4,000 likes, free. Didn't cost us a penny. That's the thing about how powerful the internet can be.
Yeah.
The other side of that with the email, and I think Jake's point was that he maybe didn't say, is anytime you do anything, you want to make sure the negatives. You're not doing something negative. And I do worry, like, we're really careful not to overuse email because we don't want people to start hating us.
Yeah.
Because there's always that negative that you can never measure that. You know how many people clicked on the email, you know how many people came in, but you don't know how many people talked about you. Whatever you do that says, I just got to where I can't stand those people, you know, then will leave me alone. So you have to watch that.
Yeah.
It's just something to think about, I think.
And I think, you know, that is an important thing, because having someone's email, you know, you're getting direct access to that person, and that can be invasive. But in any situation where they would be giving away their email, I would make sure to let them know that, you know, they are signing up to be on an email list. And like any email list, at the bottom of the email, you can unsubscribe. And of course, no business wants them to hate them because they're you know, just bombarding them with emails. But part of that is just making sure that when you do email, you're putting out quality content. You're not just badgering people to come in and buy stuff, but you're offering value. You're not taking away. So
Okay, Emiliano, thank you very much. Great job, and we appreciate it. One group that I really want to thank tonight and draw your attention to would be the Healy Fellows. I know I've been teasing Annika and David and Joey, but it is not easy to become a Healy Fellow. You not only have to be a great student, you have to be creative and show leadership qualities. So we have the whole program being presented by the Healy Fellows from the School of Business. So we could have a nice round of applause for all the Healy Fellows. And their leader is Dr. Michael Wakefield, who not only is a great professor, but plays a wicked trumpet. So you should know that. Okay, also we want to do a heartfelt shout out. You know, that's kind of a new word. And when I first heard it, I thought it was mean. I thought you're shouting people out of the room because you didn't like them very much, and then they found out, no, that's actually a compliment. So, okay. So we'd like to give a heartfelt shout out to Comcast for all their help in advertising support and sponsoring this year's competition. SOCO would like to thank KPHT for putting SOCO on the radio waves and their support for the competition. And again, another one of our major sponsors, the event organizers want to express sincere gratitude to Southwest Motors for sponsoring Student Cash Awards. Remember, friends, don't let friends drive. It says here, drunk. Isn't your motto junk? Yes. Who wrote this script? But see, I caught it because I watch your commercials. I actually enjoy your commercials. Friends, don't let friends drive junk, okay, or drunk. Anyway, we'd like to thank all the great folks at Southwest Motors for their support of tonight's competition. And I will be visiting in the back with whoever wrote that in about 2 seconds. Anyway, let's continue with the competition. We're skipping intermission because we didn't order breakfast. So we're going to move right along. We've had some amazing students. We have 2 more waiting. But they also want me to do one more thank you. So we are going to thank the Hassan School of Business for their support for the Healy Center, this competition, and many, many entrepreneurs who go through the doors of the Hassan School of Business. And our next competitor is also our oldest competitor. He is like, you know, over the hill at 18, and he's from South High School, and he's here to remind us that entrepreneurship doesn't have to be complicated. Here to present Lawn Manicures is Matt Wood. Matt?
Found it. Okay. Sorry, I just get real antsy when I don't meet people officially. How's it going, Matt? Matt, nice to meet you. Matt, nice to meet you. Matt, nice to meet you. How's it going? Hey, Matt, I like it. All right, so I'm Matt. And I am CEO, or slave driver, as Timothy brought up, of Lawn Manicures. Let's go. So that's me, and that's also my cousin, who also happens to be my co-owner. So yeah, make a pretty good dynamic duo. Oh, man. All right, so the main reason I started this business was about 2 years ago when I didn't officially open a business. I was just independently mowing, and I was mowing my neighbor's mom's yard, and after I was finished, I was wrapping up. Her bordering neighbor came up and talked to me, and he asked me how much I would charge to mow his lawn, and he wanted to see what it looked like. So I mowed it for him, and then after I finished, he told me how much the company that was previously mowing for him charged him. I charged him 15, they charged him 30. And so there's double the price, and it wasn't even half the quality that I did, So then that's kind of when it just kind of clicked. I'm doing double the quality work at half the price, so why can't I get a piece of this lawn mowing market? It's pretty simple. So let's just go for a ride here. So let's say we're going to buy a new car. We're all going to take a trip down to Southwest, and so we have two options. There's a 2018 Toyota Camry, which happens to be the #1 manufactured car or the most manufactured car on the street today, and then there's the 4GT. So the 4GT, they literally scan your body and customize it to you. I mean, the pedals are adjusted to you. Everything's adjusted to you. The Toyota Camry is a very respectable car in its own bracket, but I'm not much of a man for standardization. I like customization, uniqueness, and that's kind of what we believe in at Lawn Manicures. We prefer great customer service, outstanding customer service. We believe that if customer service and their well-being is at the center of your business, that you are destined to succeed. So that's kind of what started the idea for this. All right, check it out. So they finally gave me a laser. All right, so our services, obviously the lawn mowing. We do miscellaneous landscaping work such as rototilling, and that all just depends on how much time we have available, because I'm still in high school and my cousin's still in high school, so we juggle a lot of stuff. So then we also switch between aerating and sprinkler maintenance repair, and we do miscellaneous fertilization, thatch treatments, just kind of just stuff like that. All right, so our big advantages, like I was saying earlier, we just revolve mainly around just that one-on-one customer connection. A lot of the customers I've met just say that the lawn mowing companies that they currently have, they just come, they send them the bill, they don't really get to know them. They don't. Well, a lot of our customers actually live out of state, but they trust us to watch over their house while they're gone. So we mow it while they're gone. We make sure the doors are always locked, no windows are broke. We sometimes, give the house a check, make sure no one broke in, and that's just kind of, I think, a testimony to us. Customer service is absolutely key. I mean, my dad is a salesman, and he taught me that, I mean, you can go out there and milk someone for as much money as you possibly can, but you might only get them for that 1 year. Where if you treat them right and give them fair prices, that you're going to have their service for as long as they live. So that's just and then we're also reliable, and we are very timely. So we kind of broke it down, the lawn mowing market, which is kind of odd, but so we rough estimated that there's about 70,000 residential houses and about 5,000 commercial lawns. So with those 75,000 at about a $20 average for the 29 months we mow, that comes out to the $40 million market value that we have here. So that just leaves it that's just an enormous amount of expansion and just a lot of growth. So this is actually our sales. This is what we did last year. So last year was our first year starting up, and we made $12,000 in pure revenue, but we only took home a net profit of $8,000. We had to pay all the fun stuff, like taxes and insurance. It's pretty good stuff. And then just the basic upkeeping and the truck, trailer, all that good stuff. But also a lot of it, me and my cousin, we attended one of our local churches, and we donate about 10%. So about 10% always goes to our church for tithing purposes. So competitor analysis. Obviously, I think we can all think of a couple big commercial mowers, Southside, all those big guys. And then there's all the homeowners who like to mow their own personal lawns. And then there's the independent mowers, as myself. And then there's a lot of these new rock and fake turf people coming in, which, I mean, great. But, it's low maintenance, low cost. That's great. But it doesn't give you that curb appeal, and it doesn't have a great it doesn't increase your property value. Nice lawns increase your property value. Just a fact. And also, you guys might think this is a joke, but robots. They're making like iRoombas, how they go around and vacuum your house? They're coming around and mowing your lawn. But that's why we cherish customer service. I mean, if we have a one-on-one connection, we give you the best quality, service. Who's gonna choose a mediocre robot for, a couple of extra yeah, it's just not gonna happen. Oh, and for another one I didn't put on here is we call it the Pueblo Special. And these are the people who, it's really an epidemic. They're just parking their cars on their lawns everywhere. And we can't seem to solve it, but we're getting close. So, hopefully we'll put them out of business here soon. All right, so our strategic partners. I grew up with the owners of Chemway, the Days, and I'm pretty good friends with the guy at Fox's. And so all my customers. Hello? All right, yeah, we're on. All right, so everything we've done so far is by word of mouth and just good reputation. So I used to mow with Chemway, so they know what kind of quality work I used to do. So when they used to have a lawn mowing service, but they don't anymore. They retired it. So when people still call asking if they mow lawns, they just recommend them to me, and I greatly appreciate that. I don't have to pay them anything yet, but I'm assuming one day it's going to come. And for Lowe's and Home Depot, I'd like to be getting there someday. I'm not entirely sure how. I mean, I started by going, putting my business cards on the lawnmowers there, but they got kind of sad at that. And then, so my next step is really building out my web presence in social media, because like I said before, everything I've done so far is by word of mouth and just good reputation. So, I mean, this is kind of cool. I didn't know Emiliano was doing, setting up web presentations, so we kind of set up an appointment to see if we can't get something going here. And then, yeah. Questions, comments, constructive criticism?
Do you have any business cards with you? All right.
I'll grab them after this.
I'd like to put you to work.
I'd love to.
First of all, I would say this is impressive for being in high school and making $8,000 on your first year. Hats off to you. Good job.
Thank you.
Do you know statistically how many people pay to get their lawn cut versus cut it themselves on those numbers that you had up there?
Right. I don't know statistically, but from the majority the more I've been going around, I've noticed that I'd probably roughly estimate about 25% out of those 70,000. And another big point that I meant to make earlier for the homeowners is just how people get so busy, they get so caught up in life, and who wants to come home from a busy? I'm sure you guys, you guys get work all day. Who wants to come home and mow their lawn? So that's kind of where I poke at it.
You didn't talk much about commercial. Do you do commercial now? Have you ever bid a commercial maintenance contract?
Right. So I have done a couple commercial. We a couple dentist offices, and there's one more on the south side. Forgot it, but yeah. So we've done a couple, but we haven't got contracted. It's just been like, yeah, just mow this, and then if it snows, we might give you a call to come do this. So it hasn't been officially contracted. We've done wheelchair or medical equipment office down off by Minnequaw, and just smaller ones. But we haven't got anything, you know, extremely commercial. You know, like I try to go after Loaf and Jug and those guys, but first I need to get my foot in the door before I tackle those guys.
What's your business goals now that you're getting ready to retire or graduate? Sorry,
right.
graduate.
Whoa.
Yeah. So now that you're getting ready to graduate, what are your goals for the future? Are you going to continue to maintenance this business by yourself or with your cousin as a partner? Do you see you guys growing into a larger landscaping company? What are your future goals for the next 5 years?
So my ultimate goal is, so I'm going to the Hassan School of Business here, and my goal is in about 4 years, I want to get it fully operational or self-sufficient, so where I don't have to do anything. I mean, I might have to take a few calls here, you know, sign some contracts, but I don't want to be, you know, mowing the lawns. I don't want to be, you know, taking the calls, giving the estimates. So in about 4 years, that's my end goal, is by the time I graduate. That way I can move on to my next venture, whatever I find fit, or, you know, see what else is out there, and, you know, have that source of income coming in as well. So, yeah, that's really my end goal for that.
I see a labor problem. You know, I think finding labor for that type of thing is probably tough today. And Matt, I mow my own lawn. Sorry.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. It's great. Excellent job. Thank you very, very much. I guess that goes to the next guy. You might give it to Annika. She knows everything. So she's right back there. Yeah. I've been watching Annika run the show. If any of you ever go to work for Annika, bring your A game, or you won't work there the next day. I promise you. No, she's awesome. She really is. Okay, let's give another hand. We already did give another hand to him. We don't have to give him 500. Okay, so. We want to thank Pueblo Electrics for sponsoring today's event. Pueblo Electric helped more than 100 local businesses lower their electric bill with Smart Watt and Black Hills Energy Incentive Program for business lighting efficiency retrofits. Our next contestant comes from Corwin International Magnet School. That's right, Corwin. The young lady proves that entrepreneurship can happen even at 13 years old. Presenting her idea, Colby Jacks, here is Haley Cunningham. Haley.
Hi, my name is Haley Cunningham, and my business idea is Colby Jacks. It's basically your American burger restaurant, right? Your typical meal, like everybody loves it. But I thought, what can I add a twist to? And I didn't think that the classic burger restaurant would work for me because it was a very misleading industry once you went into the research. A lot of people didn't succeed because they didn't realize how hard the industry was. And I think that a lot of people wouldn't get caught, you wouldn't catch people's attention. And a lot of things that people have been going over recently is living healthy. Oh, my bad. Sorry. A lot of people recently have been trying to live healthier lives. It's come to mind about the environment, about losing weight, about eating more nutritious meals. And one thing that I thought I could benefit with my business is, where do you point? There we go. No. Okay. Is pesticides. For anybody who doesn't know what pesticides is, it's chemicals that they spray on our crops when they're growing them to keep bugs away and keep animals from eating them. But there are lots of downs to pesticides, such as harming wildlife, harming helpful insects such as bees and butterflies that we need to grow our crops, and polluting water and air. Another thing that people don't know about pesticides is that it could harm people too. A lot of people don't know that they're allergic to pesticides when they really are, and some people could have like life-threatening allergic reactions from certain toxins that didn't get thoroughly washed. So how was I? There we go. So how was I supposed to put that into my restaurant? And I thought, what about a rooftop garden or maybe a greenhouse? Something that would be really cool is being able to know that your produce was made locally, or maybe even in some areas like Florida and California, on the roof. To do this, I would organically grow without man-made fertilizers. The way to organically grow is by using compost mostly. It helps a lot. There are two different types of compost. The first one is brown compost, which doesn't have very much nitrogen in it and decays really slow. It's made mostly of leaves and straw and sticks and stuff. Green compost is the thing that you hear most about. It's like vegetable peels and, coffee grounds. That has a lot of nitrogen in it and helps your plants a lot. Another thing that if that's not available to you, or if you want to put it another organic fertilizer in your soil before you plant your crops, is blood meal, bone meal, and fish emulsion. That is really gross, but it helps a lot. It's like, ugh. Bone meal, bone meal is basically crushed bones of animals, and blood meal is the stuff that's left over after the meat companies butcher their meat. So there are a lot of difficulties with organic growing. One of them is season versus product. On my list, you can see that I included tomato, lettuce, potato, and banana in all four of them. The reason I did this is because tomatoes can grow all year if you have a greenhouse, and so can lettuce and potatoes and bananas. Well, sorry, and bananas. But bananas would be kind of hard in Colorado, so I'd probably go to Florida or California, which is the place I would dream to live. I love those places. And there are also some other vegetables and produce I would like to include seasonally, such as blueberries, sweet corn, spinach, avocados. Those things would be nice to have as in something you could buy specially during a special season, like avocados in the winter, stuff like that. So what about meats? Since I can't grow meat, I thought, what if I bought it from a local ranch? I didn't mean to put animal farm. Ranch. And I thought, to keep it eco-friendly, I would think chickens must be cage-free, cows must be free range. That's really important to me. I want my animals to not feel crowded in a cage or in a barn. That's not cool. So products. I would like to keep my menu really simple because there's I have limited inventory when it comes to my produce. So burgers, definitely. Lettuce wraps, because a lot of people, when they're thinking about eco-friendly, they also think about people who don't want gluten, and gluten's in buns. Yeah. So lettuce wraps, fries, salads, smoothies, and fresh juice. So some seasonal products I would like to add on the menu during different seasons are pomegranates, lemons, grapes, and cucumbers. These are some of my favorite foods personally. I don't know about you guys, but pomegranates, smoothies. I like lemon a lot because you could put it on salads, you could put it in water, you could put it in guacamole. It's really helpful because it keeps the guacamole from turning brown. Yeah. Grapes you could put as a side dish for kids, or you could put it in your salads, and cucumbers could be in salads, water, they could be side, pickles. So these things could be really nice seasonal products. So the pricing, I feel like I could keep it around average, maybe a little bit above average of like my competition, because I don't have to pay for my inventory. I'm growing it. Like I have to pay for the water, but I don't have to pay for like the food. So I thought I could keep it about the same and just have the quality of my food be better, which will like make people want to come and buy it. So marketing. I'd say that television, local events, and posters are great, and local events would really be nice because they try and have a lot of eco-friendly stands and booths, like the flavor of Pueblo. That would be a really cool one to go to. But I feel like number one would be social media, because a lot of people like to post how they're being healthy, or because it's like a self-motivational thing, like to check your progress and go back and be like, oh look, I did that, you know? And also people will see my page and be like, that looks good, I'm gonna go and eat that. Finances. So when it comes to finances, I'm not that good at it, but I estimated a lot. So my expenses would be inventory, water, electric, gas, and pay for employees. I think that water is probably going to be the most expensive one, considering I have to water my produce every day. And I feel like I tried to get as accurate as possible, but I'd say 15,000. And then my profit would come from my burgers, salads, drinks, sides, and wraps. And after taking away the expenses, my overall profit was 4,000. This is some merchandise that I came up with, and merchandise would be nice because then you can sell it for money, but also if people use the merchandise, it's another form of marketing. Questions?
Sure, I'll start. I have a question for you. I read in your documentation that your grandmother owned a restaurant and your father was an experienced chef. And in what you've described with your business idea, there's a lot of aspects of this. There's certainly food and being a chef or a cook. There's all this gardening, fresh produce. There's all this health and nutrition. And then even at the end, there was this discussion about merchandising. So I'm wondering, what is your passion? What is it about this that really ignites your enthusiasm?
I really like cooking. I really do enjoy being busy, so a business would be great for me. But my passion would be cooking, and that's why I thought a restaurant would be great. I like cooking everything. It's kind of like what I like to do. It's my hobby, and I think I'm pretty good at it after all the experience I've had. But not to push my buttons or anything, but I'm only 13, but I think I'm pretty good.
Did you have rent in there as an expense? I didn't see that.
When I was gonna get my business, I would like to own the building that I got, and I don't know if how much that would be rent or mortgage or whatever when it comes to owning a building, if that's different or not. So that's why I need more years and wiseness, you know what I mean, and more research. But I was trying to figure that out. I don't know.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Well,
yeah, that's what.
It's based on people that drive by, car counts. There's a lot of things you look at. The people that you want to market to, the area that you have the business, etc. But it's going to be inexpensive.
Right, and there's a lot of different variables when it comes to rent and mortgage. So that's why I was really iffy about what the price would be for that. So that's why I hesitated for putting it in there.
Cooking equipment,
right.
It's all expensive.
Haley, me and Dom were just talking about great logo. It's very precise, and you did a good job with that. And in the gym business, we always say you can't outrun a bad diet, and there's a need for this because so many people come in and will work out for an hour and then run to McDonald's and pizza on the way home and understand why they're not getting results. So there's a need for this. Good job Keep it up. We need more healthy restaurants out there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You could say some more, Haley, if you want to.
Nothing like a good hamburger.
Yeah.
And there's a need for a hamburger that's actually more fat-free, which I think is what you're working to. Yeah. So anyway, lots of luck to you.
Great. Haley, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jake, it still needs cheese. You got to have a cheeseburger, right? You can't outrun a bad diet. That's good. This has been my problem? Okay. I'm sorry, I like pizza and cheeseburgers. Can't, that's the way it goes. Anyway, she was amazing. Wasn't that amazing, 13? Okay. Another sponsor who's provided significant support this year for the top cash prize for students is Bank of the San Juans, represented here by Dominic Galena. Known as One Big Happy Little Bank, Bank of the San Juan stays close to their customers, takes great pride in supporting the communities they serve. We are truly grateful for their support, and if you go in, you even get to hear jokes from Dominic. So, Bank of the San Juans, thank you very much. Okay, so like you thought that was a young lady that just presented. Well, you know, she's kind of getting up there in years compared to our next one. Our next competitor is a year younger than our last competitor. Her idea puts an entrepreneurial twist on something with which we are familiar. From Corwin International Magnet School, presenting her idea, Brew Zinc, here is Aaliyah Cunningham. Aaliyah.
Hi, my name is Aaliyah Cunningham, and my company is Brew Inc. So for my product is a series of drinks and brews enriched with vitamins to promote and maintain healthy hair growth. So I'm going to have a coffee. I thought when I was making this business, coffee is going to be very popular because almost everybody drinks coffee. I'm also going to have a tea and a juice powder packet that you just put in water. My drinks will be enriched with vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin E, and zinc because they are all important vitamins in hair growth. So for my coffee beans will be from Solar Roast Coffee, and so coffee already has many variations of vitamin B in it. Vitamin B helps to maintain and grow thicker hair and shinier hair. For my juice powder packets, they'll be made of dried pineapple, strawberries, oranges, and apples. So I chose these fruits because they are high in the vitamins needed. So how you would use the product was you just open up the packet and then pour it into 16-ounce water, like a regular water bottle, and then you just shake it, and it's like kind of like Kool-Aid. For my tea, it's going to be a floral blend of rose petals. Rose petals contain lots of vitamin C, so they are good for hair growth, and then lavender and chamomile for the taste. So balding population, 1 out of every 10 people is balding or has patchy hair. So that would be about 11% of the American population. So for the coffee industry is already above $100 billion industry. 83% of Americans drink coffee every day. So if I got 1% of the industry, it would be $10 million. So hair growth market rise. In 2012, the market was worth $75 billion, and today it's worth $87 billion, almost 88. And estimated 2024, $102 billion for the hair growth. If you go on social media, you'll probably find celebrities advertising, oh, look at this vitamin, look at this, for hair growth. So merchandise, I decided that a t-shirt would be good because it's basically free advertisement. A coffee cup or a coffee holder for the coffee and the tea, and then to sell my own water for the juice. Merchandise is a good idea for advertisement, and it gives you extra revenue. Competition, so some competition would be cheaper and faster alternatives, such as Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, other tea companies, and Kool-Aid. I think I will outrun this competition because my product has a purpose and has good quality. For finances, some expenses I already know I'm going to have are a warehouse or a factory, which average now would be $86,000 for the size that I want. I do want to buy the warehouse so that I can make any improvements I want to make to it. And then employee pay, if I have 13 employees at $10 an hour, 40 hours a week, it would be $250,000 for a year. And then for inventory, the cost for me to make would be $3 for a 16-count box of tea, $7 to $9 for 30 ounce of coffee, and then $250 for a 20-count box of juice. For all my products, I will sell them for about twice or more retail price because I want to make sure that I'm getting profit and maintaining money. So for demographic, my demographic will mainly be people wanting healthier hair, people with balding or patching hair, and mostly people aged 18 plus because they're the people who are more worried about hair loss and who drink coffee. For my marketing strategy, I was thinking mainly social media. Like I said earlier, all over social media you'll see celebrities with, look at this, and then I'll have my own account for my products and then try to get sponsorships on other people's accounts. I will also have my website, so the website will advertise and sell my product, and then circulars from retail stores that I have my product in. For distribution, I'm going to need distribution. It'll be major retail stores like Kmart, King Soopers, Target, stuff like that. But my main product will mainly be sold off of my website. Questions?
I'm your prime demographic. When are you opening your business?
I don't know.
As soon as possible. Awesome.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
And I like your product. I like the way you're merchandising it. So lots of luck to you.
I also really enjoyed your presentation. Great job. A lot of creativity and a lot of thought went into it. A lot of work. Good job.
And I'll echo that. You did do a great job with your presentation and your business summary. It looks great. And one of the lines you mentioned that caught my attention is that your product has a purpose. So I think that's a great start in the fact, I'm not sure how you came up with this idea or why this is important to you, but again, I do think you do have something that people do, a purpose, but also a product, like you said, that is a used product. So congratulations to you on this idea, but do you have information you could share with us on how you came up with this concept?
So when I was thinking about things that people use every day or things that most people do every day, and I thought coffee. Even I drink coffee. I mean, and then I was thinking, so what's a problem that people have? Balding, wanting just healthier hair in general. just combine the two. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, judges and everybody out there.
Way to go, Aaliyah. 12. Okay, yeah. I was learning how to chew gum when I was 12. That was amazing. Both of them were just, well, of course, all of our contestants tonight, you know, even the really old guy at 18, I mean, come on, that was phenomenal. Some great ideas. The future is bright. So we would like to thank some more sponsors. This is the part where Annika told me, okay, kill time. Okay, so you guys vote fast, would you? Because I can only kill so much time. I'm not that good. Anyway, we have Pueblo Plex is another sponsor that we have. We'd like to thank them. SOCO would like to thank the Pueblo Urban Renewal Authority, continually working to make our community better. They're also a sponsor of this year's competition. We are grateful for Pueblo Urban Renewal Authority and for their support, but not necessarily when they close the streets for construction. No, it's going to be great when they get finished. So another guy I'd like to thank that's really behind this a lot and hasn't been mentioned is Kurt Maddock, both with Junior Achievement of the School of Business and this competition, and he's a great golfer and computer whiz. So, you know, Kurt, it's great to have you here. And I think both of your sons have won the competition or have participated? Only one? Okay, gee. Oh, okay, gotcha. But no, just has really done a great job here. So, Snap Fitness is also a generous supporter of the SOCO competition. The goal at Snap Fitness is you. Let them help you reach your potential in their clean and safe, state-of-the-art facilities, which they really are, where you can enjoy fitness 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's good, because, you know, my favorite thing is to work out at 2:30 in the morning. That's just, I really enjoy that. So I really like that. You know, you can't outrun a bad diet. That's really good. I don't care, but it's still really good. And that concludes tonight's presentations. Weren't they great? One more time, weren't they great? Okay. Don't you hate it when the master of ceremonies makes you clap? I always hate that at the rodeo. Guy falls off the horse in 2 seconds and he's, oh, make him feel better. He said, no, the guy fell off in 2 seconds. I'm not going to clap. Give me a break. Anyway, now they want me to ask you again for applause. No, I'm not going to do that. We're distributing ballots, so you, the audience, tonight can vote as well. So have we done that already, Annika? Do they have ballots? You guys have ballots? You don't have. Who's in charge of getting the audience ballots? Can somebody tell me that? Because, no, come on, I was not in charge of that. No. Okay, you know it's getting late when the judges are heckling the MC. Okay, all right. Whoever is supposed to be handing out audience ballots, because I don't tap dance, okay? So let's get that done. I don't know, maybe they don't have any ballots. They're voting online. That would require a phone, right? Okay, so in order to do that, you go to bit.ly/2GDM39 small d, lowercase. Is that what the right word is, lowercase? It was big letters and little letters when I was in school. So if you don't have a phone, you're out, okay? So be voting right now. So we're not going to distribute ballots because we're not going to give you an iPhone, all right? So, nice try. And we want you to vote for your favorite presentation. What else would you vote for? President? I mean, of course we want you to vote for your favorite presentation. Your vote for one student will be totaled with the other votes. The student with the most votes will get points added on to the judge's final score. As we do this, we'd like to recognize an important partner in this entire event. The Small Business Development Center, represented here by Carolyn, is located in downtown Pueblo. SBDC, in partnership with Pueblo Community College, has been a valuable resource for entrepreneurs seeking information and help in launching their businesses. In addition to providing a $500 scholarship prize, Pueblo Community College plays a powerful role in the Pueblo community, providing education and worker training programs throughout our region. So just a reminder, tonight's event was put on by the Healy Center again at CSU Pueblo. And what a difference that center has made. It's not that old. It was because of a bequest by Tom Healy, famous realtor in the community and community. He just did a lot of good things, and one of the best things he did was fund the Healy Center. Great leadership. Obviously, these students are awesome, first rate, so we really appreciate that we have the Healy Center here in Pueblo. I just ad-libbed all that, and the next paragraph says everything I just ad-libbed. That's just lovely. And it talks about the estate of Thomas Healy. He was a realtor who loved Pueblo and wanted to leave a legacy that would help Pueblo continue to thrive economically in the future. Everyone at the Healy Center considers it an honor to be part of this event and wishes great success to all of the entrepreneurial hopefuls. If you want to be part of next year's competition or know someone who would, you can visit www.sococomp.org to apply for more information. So, and also on behalf of the Healy Center, we want to thank Pueblo Centennial High School for allowing us to hold the competition here tonight. And it says here we're supposed to thank Bulldog TV, Mr. Williams, and his students. I didn't know they had a Bulldog TV. Wow. Well, now I know that. So how are we doing with the bell? Who's in charge of that? Who's going to tell me, okay, we have a winner, shut up? Okay. No, I didn't say you had to have one. I said, who's going to tell me when you do? Okay. And then all the judges I see get to hand these things out. For recording tonight's competition, we want to thank Banner & Bauer, Imprinted Sportswear, Pueblo Economic Development Corporation, Snap Fitness, and Colorado Bank and Trust, all the businesses who have shown support for our competition through purchasing an ad in the program. We'd also like to thank everyone for coming out to see this event. I'd like to thank the competition, the competitors. We want to thank the parents and guardians of the competitors tonight for their support and for their children who entered this competition. So really a lot of thanks to you parents. So, and then Annika told me if you say all that and we don't have a winner yet, then tell jokes. Do you ever notice when somebody tells you that, I don't know about your case, but like every clean joke you ever heard goes away. So, all you could think of then are all the dirty jokes that you can't tell this time. So anyway, are there any, I know Kurt is a phenomenal golfer, but are there any other golfers here? Because there's a couple, because I have a golf story, but if you don't play golf, you're going to go, what is he talking about? You play golf? I thought you were going to tell us about golf. You don't even play? Okay, so you interrupted my story to... So is somebody getting her a ballot so she doesn't do that to me again? Okay. They can't. Well, if this lady will let me tell it. This is a golf dilemma, okay? Golf dilemma. This is when you have a dilemma on the golf course. It is the club championship. It's you against one other guy, okay? So maybe it's like Matt and Dominic. And it's the 18th hole, and you are tied, okay? You hit the ball 225, 30 yards right down the middle. He hits his ball in the woods. Okay, this is looking really good. And you decide to be a good sport, and you go to help him look for his ball in the woods, and you look, and you look, and you look, and you finally say, hey, you know, I got to go hit my shot. You hit your second shot 10 feet from the hole. And you say, I got this. I'm going to win this thing. Only to hear him say, found it, ball comes flying out of the woods 2 feet from the hole. There goes the lost ball penalty, there goes everything. You're both laying 2, and he is 2 feet from the hole. Here's your dilemma. Do you show the lying cheat his ball that you have in your pocket, or do you stay quiet? There's your dilemma. Have you ever done that, Kurt? I didn't think so. Okay, I got no more golf jokes. Are you guys close?
I have a couple small town jokes.
Jake has a joke. This is good.
You know, Pueblo was not that small of a town. I was born in a really small town, Lodge Grass, Montana. To show you how small it was, I was born November 23rd, and I won the first Baby of the Year contest. I went back.
That's small.
I went back for my class reunion last summer, and I was the only one there. Trying to figure out who sent me the invitation. We had a sign on the edge of town that had slow down, resume speed, both on the same sign. We didn't have a town drunk, so everybody just took turns. So that's my small town jokes there.
I'm going to come and sit over there. You come and finish the show.
Herman and Harriet were married 60 years. And finally, Harriet passes away. She's up the pearly gates, and St. Peter says, by the way, Harriet says, to get to heaven, you have to spell a word. She said, what's the word? He said, love. She says, L-O-V-E. He says, you're in. Come on in. Welcome to heaven. And he says, there for a little while, and finally St. Peter says, you watch a gate for me? I have to go to the bathroom. Would you watch a gate? You know the drill. She said, okay. So he leaves. She turns around. Here's Herman. She says, Herman, what are you doing here? He says, well, I was sad at the funeral, you know, and I passed away. She said, well, to get to heaven, you have to spell a word. He said, what's the word? She said, Czechoslovakia. She had enough of Herman.
Yeah. Yeah. They also, there's another story about those two that died in a car wreck at the age of, you know, like 90. And the reason they lived so long is because she made him eat bran muffins and all that stuff that Matt tells you not to eat. And so they lived for a long time and then finally got killed in a car wreck at 90. And they got to heaven and they were walking around and everything was beautiful and plush and great. And then they saw a beautiful banquet table that had prime rib and it had cherry pie and it had cheeseburgers and everything. And so St. Peter said, there you go. If you guys want to have lunch, there you are. He said, oh no, my wife only lets me eat bran muffins and vegetables. He says, no, no, no. This is heaven. When you get here, you can eat anything you want and it's okay. Stay healthy. And so he just turned around and smacked her right upside the head. And she goes, what was that for? He goes, if it hadn't been for those damn bran muffins, I could have been here 30 years ago. So I got nothing else. Where are the ballots? Jake, you got it? Jake's got another one.
This guy grows up in the furniture business, the Jewish family, furniture business. Finally, it comes time for Abe to go to market and buy sofa. He goes by the sofa, and it's got stripes going this way, and stripes going this way, and stripes going that way. And every day the Jewish tradition is that Pop comes in and visits the store. He comes in, he says, what's the matter with you, Abe? Why'd you buy that sofa? You never sell the sofa. He says, don't worry, Pop, I sell the sofa. So every day he comes in, and Pop comes in, gets the ball out for buying a sofa. And one day he comes in, he don't see Abe around. And he hears this moaning in the back room. He goes in the back room, here's Abe on the couch. He's all scratched up, bleeding in blood. And he says, my goodness, what happened? He said, didn't the man like the sofa? He says, yeah, Papa, he liked the sofa fine, but the senile dog, he went crazy.
Wait, you have a joke? A ghost story? Golf story, come on up here. How the ballots doing? Wait, we got a golf story. Hold on, I'll come to you.
My late husband decided I needed to learn how to play golf. So he paid for me to take lessons at Jewett Golf Course. Jewett, yeah. So I went regularly, and with a group of other people, we were learning how to play golf. So one day I came home and I said, guess what, Joe? I hit a hole in one. He said, you did? He'd never done that yet, and he was a good golfer. He said, how did you do that? I said, well, I was on the putting green, and I hit it and went straight into the hole. He said, that is not a hole in one, Margaret.
Margaret, if you want it to be a hole in one, it's a hole in one. Okay, now are they going to announce who the winner is as they give the prizes? All right, okay. So you get to know first. Presenting the third place $250 cash award sponsored by Southwest Motors, presented appropriately by Mike Zavislin. Mike?
I don't know.
We don't know. It's right there. It looks to me like it's Aaliyah Cunningham.
I didn't even realize.
$250. Okay. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help.
They're going to replace this with real checks.
Yeah. Because that won't spend very well. No, okay. Okay. Go ahead. Okay. And the next one's also presented by him. Okay. But they're not all three in a row. So, but he has two in a row. Okay. So don't go anywhere because you're doing this one too.
Okay. I guess that's Haley Cunningham.
Haley Cunningham gets the $500 award. Second place award. Okay, Carolyn, we need you to come up now. This is the $500 scholarship to Pueblo Community College presented by you, Carolyn Tranny. Who wins that?
Matt Wood is the winner of the scholarship.
Come on up, Matt. He is outrunning his diet. Okay. And now we have the okay, sorry. Okay, now this is going to be a top cash prize of $1,000, also sponsored by Southwest Motors, and also presented by Mike Zavislin. Mike, who gets this one?
Okay, Dalton Badula.
Dalton Badula, come on up. And now we have entrepreneur / comedian, Jake Jabs. And now for the grand prize of the entire event, a $4,000 scholarship is offered by the Hassan School of Business. The prize will be presented by the owner of American Furniture Warehouse and comedian, Jake Jabs. Who gets it?
Emilio. Help me out.
Emiliano Cabrera. Emiliano. I grew up here, so I know this.
Somebody's writing isn't very good.
Yeah, it's the handwriting. Go ahead and we'll take a picture of you and Emiliano. And this concludes the student competition. The SOCO entrepreneurship, after this long, I can't say that anymore. We'll be back in action tomorrow for the adult division, beginning at 7 at PCC's Hogue Auditorium. Congratulations to all the winners of tonight's competition. We hope this competition is to inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs. Whether you go on to be an entrepreneur or not, we wish you the best of luck in all you do. Once again, thanks to all of you for attending the student division of the SOCO Entrepreneurship Competition. That's it, I'm not saying it again. If you want to be part of next year's competition or know someone who does, it's www.sococomp.org or apply for more information. And also, one more time, the judges gave up their time, did a great job. Let's hear it for them again, too. Thank you. It was a lot of fun. And it was fun. And be there tomorrow night when they're going to do it again. Okay, thank you, everybody.